I can't breathe.
I know. We can do better than that.
The Ring.
Yeah, but we could use it for something.
I wonder if that's how they did it in the movie.
It's gotta be, right?
And then she gets you.
I've been staring at the edge of the water, longing I can remember, never really knowing why. What the fuck? I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back through the water, no matter how hard I try. Yeah. Turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. Oh, in the wind, my sail on the sea stays behind me, while they all know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go.
Who wants the bass?
Bass.
Welcome to the introduction.
The intro.
This episode is with comedian Tony Foxworthy.
Yes, Tony.
He, we got to know him through a mutual friend.
Bradley Scott.
Yes, a fellow comedian and a good friend of ours. And so we've heard about this Tony Foxworthy guy. And if you've seen him on social media, you would definitely recognize him by his epic mustache that he's rocking.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna get all the answers regarding that situation.
Bass! We're jamming out to some color right now. This is called Microphone City. You like it?
I do like it.
I like this.
I like anything color. Let's be real.
Fuck yeah. Culla's the shit. So if you haven't checked out any of Culla's music, you listen to this?
Yeah.
You need to.
Do it.
Cullah. Culla. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? Anything we need to
address?
Prelude for this episode?
I don't think so.
No? We're good to go?
Enjoy, listen.
Should we shut up and let people listen?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tell me what's wrong and I'll splatter your brain in fecal matter. I'm crazier than the Mad Hatter. I'm demonized, too surprised, more demented than his doctor advised.
Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Sarge Approved.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What's up, Frenzy?
Hey, how are ya? Sarge.
We have a guest this evening.
We do have a guest.
A joke slinger.
Yes, from Indiana.
Who we got?
We have Tony Foxworthy. What's up, Tony?
Well, hey guys, how are we doing?
Good.
Super good.
Tony, I have to know, is it true? Are you the illegitimate child of Jeff Foxworthy?
Oh, it would make it so much easier. No, I am just an ill-forgotten 17th cousin. The funny thing is, I actually get that question more just showing ID at like a gas station than I do like most people at a comedy club. They just assume it's not the case. But I always tell people, because the weird thing, I have an uncle named Jeff with the last name and everything. I just tell everybody he's neither rich nor funny.
That's got to be a pain in the ass having one of those famous names and you're not the famous person. Because there's plenty of them out there.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, dude. Go.
Oh, I'm stepping on you. I'm coming in hot with all this podcast knowledge, stepping right on you.
It's exciting. It's okay.
All right, calm down. Collect yourself, Tony. What were you saying?
Deal. No, it's on you. It's on you guys.
I've already forgotten what I was saying.
Yeah, this is the Snapchat of conversations, right?
How long are the conversations on Snapchat? Is it like 30 seconds?
I think the more you snap, the more time you get.
I don't know. I'm not up with that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I haven't had Snap in a while. That's
the first one I felt too old for. Like I never quite got it. I don't really know how I'm supposed to use it, and that's real with the memory. Like I will get a message from somebody responding to something I said, and I'm like, what are you talking? I have no idea what you're talking.
I know. It's so crazy.
Twitter's another one I think is kind of pointless.
Agreed.
Not a huge fan of Twitter.
That one is just the one that's linked to another account that just gets whatever's going on Instagram.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, you can link all three together.
I just feel like a pretentious asshole with all the hashtags on Facebook.
I know. It's something that I really, really despised when it first started becoming a thing.
Yeah, hashtags.
You see the people with like 45 different hashtags on a post.
I think I got more pissed off because I actually would read all of them every time. And I'd be like, what was I doing? I know. I'm just saying. But then I'd be like, damn it. I read all that shit.
So, Tony, you're a comedian. You're good friends with our good friend, Brad Scott, fellow comedian. And Brad Scott would probably say that he's the funniest man, at least in Indiana.
At least.
Does that sound like something Brad would say?
That sounds about right, doesn't it? No, Brad he's not like that. He's not a braggart or anybody. I think he tries to deflect.
No, he never brags. He's never bragged about anything, not once.
Especially when it comes to comedy or football.
We love that dude, though. Mm-hmm. But you work with him. Is he's kind of been taking you under his wing and showing you the comedy ropes? Yeah.
So the way I started everything was I took a part-time job as an usher at a club, and Brad was literally there the first or second week that I worked as an usher. I found out that the club was hiring because I was looking up open mic information. So when I took the job, I immediately was the annoying guy asking real comics, where do I need to go? Who do I need to talk to? How do I do this? And Brad was the first one that was nice. And that's pretty much been it from there.
Aw, that's super nice.
Aw.
Not that I wouldn't think anything less, but that's really cool.
So you've gotten into comedy pretty recently. How long has it been?
A little over 2 years. So, it's been a blast.
And what started that off? Like, what made you decide to take that leap? Because that's a pretty sizable leap to take to actually dive into the whole comedy scene. Yeah, that is. I think that's an accurate statement. It's something I always wanted to do, and I was in my mid-30s and I still hadn't done it, and I just once I took the job as an usher and worked in the comedy club and met some people, like I had the peer pressure of people like Brad saying, no, you have to do it now. Like you can't chicken out. But it goes back, like once I did start doing this, my mom found, I don't know if up there on your like Little League baseball or sports pictures, they would always give us as a kid like a little trading card. With our picture, and then it had some facts on the back. Like my second grade baseball card on the back said I wanted to be a stand-up comic.
Oh, that's cute.
Really?
Yeah. That's just a product of being my age and having parents that didn't monitor what I was watching, so I watched a lot of Comedy Central when it was all stand-up all the time when I was a kid.
Okay. So were you a funny kid growing up?
I'm at 5'6" now, ginger.
With one
So it was definitely a defense mechanism growing up. I went into high school. I topped 5 foot and 100 pounds that summer before freshman year.
Oh.
So it was be funny or die trying.
How old are you at freshman? What are you, like 14?
14 going on 15.
Yeah.
13? It's not crazy, right? Maybe.
I was
don't know.
13 as a freshman because I had a summer birthday. You would have been too.
My kid is 11 right now, and he's about pretty close to 5 foot and about 100 pounds.
Yeah, that's fair. My daughter is in 8th grade. She's 13, and she's probably 5'2" now-ish.
Oh, shit.
Coming up on me.
The girls, though, they seem to they seem to level off when it comes to height a lot faster than the dudes. Because I remember girls when I was in elementary school just towering over me. But after about 4th, 5th grade, they just stopped growing. And then you eventually surpass them.
Well, yeah, girls go through puberty faster. They start it faster.
So as adults,
Yeah, they just mature in every possible way quicker and better than boys.
Why do you think that is, Frenzy?
I don't know.
What's the like biological need for that?
Well, because the women have to get ready to like bloom and be mothers and be like all the motherly things they're supposed to be, or back whenever when this whole situation started. And the men, they were going to adapt faster to be able to facilitate that by seeing the women develop when they're younger, and then they're like, okay, no, we're going to develop too, but faster because we want that.
So nature
caveman-ish.
Nature knows that when the lady gets pregnant, that most likely the dude's probably going to dip out. And so they're like, we got to make sure we got to mature these ladies faster. They got to be able to handle this shit because there isn't going to be a dude around. Yeah, that makes sense. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, it's decent
Science.
theory. Science.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Turn it into a TED Talk.
So that was Science with Frenzy.
Yeah, no, that is not science.
Everything that she just said is fact.
Yeah, no. It's unfacts with Frenzy.
So 2 years now. What was the first experience? We always like hearing the stories of comedians' first time getting on stage, like the very first time.
So that was I think I came in just very lucky that I had, through that part-time job, found that there was a writers group that met every Sunday. So I took the story that I was working on to that group, and somebody showed me a YouTube video by Chris that was an interview with Christopher Titus where he talks about how to tell a story in comedy. That kind of shaped how I told that story, and it went well. The first time went really well, and I don't think I have the personality. Like if I would have just ate a bag of shit, I so much respect for those people that don't figure anything out until year 2, 3, 4, and they just keep plugging along. I don't think I have that in me.
You already know that if shit goes bad in year 3 that you're just not going to do it anymore.
Oh, I have a lot of quit in me, guys.
What were you doing before comedy?
My last real job was at a cardboard box company. Corrugated would be the industry term.
Oh my God.
But I did marketing and promotions. Originally started with like some radio stations in the area, and then just moved to some other jobs.
Were there jingles?
That's all it ever seemed to be. It was always a job.
Okay, I have never heard. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Frenzy?
I was going to ask if there was a jingle that they'd play on the radio for the company. Or like what some of the slogans were, if you what they used.
Was it like a cardboard box manufacturing place? They probably wouldn't have a commercial. They probably wouldn't have a commercial.
No, he said they did like radio spots for it.
Really?
Oh, no. I also worked in radio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you said for the cardboard company.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of another job. Like if somebody asks you, like, "Oh, hey, where do you work?" And another job that sounds more bland than saying I work at a cardboard box factory. No matter what it is you do there, even if you're like the CEO of the cardboard box factory, just saying like a cardboard box, it just is the blandest thing I can think of. You think of any other job?
No, because even like the go-to would be like ink and paper salesman, but then the office even is glorified that, right?
Yeah. That's awesome though. You don't even think like, oh, that's a thing. There's factories out there where they just make cardboard boxes.
Yeah, we don't even think about half the stuff we have. Where it comes from.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know where any of this shit in front of me came from.
I don't either.
Yeah. Science, I think.
Science.
Yay.
Shit.
I love learning new things.
So are you doing comedy full time right now?
No, I still substitute teach and do other little odd jobs. I was driving for Uber for a long time. Quit doing that. I got a 2-door car that forced me out of the game.
Oh man.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. That's not fair. Why do the 2-door cars gotta suffer?
I don't know.
You just gotta
you
lift
guys all you Uber people are too
forward.
good to climb into a back seat, squeezing in weird.
Bastards.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
They're like...
So the millennials and they're needing a door.
Frenzy blames everything on the millennials.
I do not. Whatever.
Like anybody that's younger than her is a hipster in her eyes. Like all she sees is hipster, fucking hipster.
No, I don't think that of everybody that's younger than me. Come on now.
I can't put up much of a hipster argument with this mustache.
Yeah, you definitely have.
You
that.
grow a handlebar mustache, you can't dispute, even if it's not true. You can't dispute being a hipster.
Well, yeah, you have to either accept the hipster title or just, tell people that you're really into like Civil War reenactments or something like that.
It's haberdashery.
You'd be like, then they'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. People, I've heard of that. People do that.
Gangs in New York cosplay. That's
yeah. Oh shit. And if you just wear the outfit all the time, nobody will.
No, it's very. I don't know. I think nowadays you without the cleaver belt, you may still get picked on a bit.
Because that mustache, my friend, that's a commitment. You really have to commit to something like that. It's a glorious mustache that you have.
Do you use product in it?
Yeah. Otherwise, it's very walrusy and like Sam Elliott, just long and droopy if there's not anything in it. But it's nothing expensive. It's just the generic mustache wax at like your standard CVS or wherever products can be found. Well, I got it one time at a Cracker Barrel. They have it there.
Of course they do.
Awesome.
It started for Halloween one year, and then Halloween rolled into No Shave November, and then it rolled into first time in my life people were like, hey, I like your face. So
what's the commercial for Cracker Barrel's mustache wax?
It's really just two guys sitting around playing that checkers on the table, twisting their mustaches.
Come on down to Cracker Barrel. Get some chicken fried steak and some mustache wax.
The first episode of Chopped ever.
Oh man. So it's nothing special. You don't have like a particular one that you lean towards that just
it's the cheap one at CVS is generally the same one. It's just a Clubman or something like that, I think is the name. I look like I thoroughly enjoy the idea sometimes that when I do it in my car on my way somewhere, that people get to see me at stoplights with it half done or driving with my knee twisting my mustache. And I just wrap it around a pencil to keep it even.
It probably looks like you're contemplating some devious plot. I'm
here to take over the town's water supply, guys.
You should do a YouTube video of you like grooming your mustache and doing the pencil thing, and then have someone record you driving and playing with it. That'd be funny.
It's a good one. Yeah. I enjoy the kids are I get a lot of I like your mustache. Yeah. Kids are brutally honest. Sometimes they do not like it, but they like to watch.
They're like, hey, mister, fuck your mustache, mister. Like, Jesus, calm down. The kid was like 7-year-old kid.
The best one, hands down. Somebody asked me to use my cell phone one day. It was just a stranger. I said no. Good. And they said, use that handlebar mustache to guide your head right up your fucking ass. I was like, you win. You win, buddy.
No, he does not win. That doesn't even make sense. He just threw a bunch of words together.
Well, that's fair. I got the gist. It was basically stick your head up your ass, I think.
God,
have you ever thought about curling them down just to try it and see?
Straight out, side to the side?
Like crimped like Wario?
No, like so down, but then there's like a loop, so it kind of looks like an S, but they're facing downward, and then you kind of do like a U shape kind of thing.
Let's draw me up some diagrams.
Yeah,
all right, I'll put some blueprints together.
We need schematics.
Yep. I'll get them.
Schematics.
I happen to have a drafting table available.
You know this shit is legit if there's schematics.
Yep. I'll put a PowerPoint together.
Oh, yes. PowerPoint. Fuck yeah. I haven't seen a PowerPoint in forever. I'm down.
Yep.
Okay.
We're sharing the screen, right? You've got at least another half hour to put together some sort of...
something right now.
Yeah. So is that something? I know we need to get off this mustache thing for a second, but I think a lot of our listeners are curious because not a lot of people are rocking that style of mustache. You know what I mean? And so is that something that you got to tend to every day to make it look like that? Make it glorious.
Yes and no. Like it depends on how drooly my sleep is. If I'm being completely blunt, it'll hold unless I slobber all over myself through the night, and then it'll kind of go down. But yeah. So generally, if I'm going out, a shower, it's not going to last through a shower. So once I shower, it's done. It's got to be redone, or I just don't do it when I leave.
Interesting. I have a 2-part question. They'll be super short. One, do you wash it with shampoo, like a special mustache shampoo, or is it just regular? Is there a dry shampoo? And the final, this is 3, sorry. If you eat something that's like super strong and you don't wash it, do you have like garlic face, or like you can smell it in your hair?
Yes, for sure. So absolutely. To the last one, I had a buddy that had to shave his mustache because he ate something with fish oil in it and couldn't get the smell out, and his wife made him shave.
Wow.
That's terrible. That's sucks.
Wow.
And the first question was, do I do I have to? So I am on this 3-in-1 deal where it's shampoo, body wash, all in one. So shampoo, conditioner, body wash, all in one. Boom. So
3-in-1.
3-in-1, and so that goes right into the mustache.
I just picture you holding the bottle right up to your face and just squirting it right across the line of the mustache.
Yeah, a removable shower head comes in handy.
It'd be sweet to wear like construction goggles while you're just doing the stash cleaning. You're just like, spraying your face with your portable shower head.
Is this worth it? I don't know.
Power washer. I'm getting old. I bought my first face mask, and I think I'm going to have to alter it and cut out the middle because I'm afraid it'll rip everything out.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that works.
What kind of face mask? Like
one of them charcoal masks.
The ones you pull out, the peelable ones that peel off your skin. No, it's for skincare.
Oh, what does that do?
Getting stains. I think it's just supposed to clear up my milky white skin.
Oh.
There's YouTube videos of people having terrible experiences with those where like their skin is like super red afterwards because it's so hard to peel off.
Oh my god, that doesn't sound worth it. What does that do for milky white skin?
It's supposed to just keep it hydrated and clean.
Have you done one before?
No, that's why I'm not sure if I want to do it. I also bought one in the clearance bin, so
you should look some stuff up on YouTube. I know that it can be deceiving because everything on YouTube is real, but
I find that to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's generally the case, right? Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be on there if they don't let fake stuff on.
No. Heck no.
That'd be silly.
It's part of the terms and conditions that you agree to.
So you're substitute teaching right now? Is that what you're saying also?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Not too bad.
What grade, dude? What grade?
Well, that's the thing. Pro tip for anybody that's listening, do not do elementary schools. You just have to continue lesson plans. And if the kids are bad, you have them all day. Middle school, high school, if they're terrible, they're only there for like 45, 50 minutes and then they leave.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Oh, that's a really good way to think about it.
Because you don't go to a bunch of different classes when you're in elementary school. You just have like that one teacher pretty much.
Yep.
She's got to deal with your ass all day, with all those kids all day long.
Yeah, and it's usually like 20 of them at least.
Oh, yeah, and they're all horrible.
Especially when they're away from home. Yeah, get her gone. Oh man. Yeah. So it's just do you get to choose, or is it just kind of whatever's available?
Yeah, they generally call almost every day, and then that's what's nice is if you have something going on, you don't have to take it, and they're going to still call the next day. So they'll sometimes they'll catch you, and you'll get like 3 days in a row because the teacher knows that they're going to be out for like vacation or something. But most of the time it's just you're doing 7th grade language arts one day and PE the next and 9th grade, so it's just all over the place at that point.
So what kind of substitute teacher are you? Because I know I looked forward to when a substitute was there that day, because most of them would just fucking read the newspaper or say, here, watch a movie. Yeah,
for me, most days, it's like I said, it's less than an hour usually. I think they're 55-minute classes, so it's going to be 10 minutes of mustache questions. Just like what this was, right? Like that's generally the first time. So there's that, and then a National Geographic, or if they have something they've been working on, like a big project, they just do busy work all day. So I try to do as little as possible. That is the kind of substitute I am.
God bless you, sir.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I remember having terrible substitutes. They'd be worse than the teacher sometimes. Yeah,
they're out trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Just chill. Like, this is supposed to be like an easy day for all of us. You relax. We won't give you any shit. You don't give us any shit. Well, I'll just have a nice, easy day here, okay? All right?
Yep.
Just a standoff
Right.
for sure.
You stay on your side of the room, we'll stay on our side. Don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you.
Ready? Let's go.
Yeah, it's an
So
unspoken
some
agreement.
states apparently, I found out that they actually not only do you have to have a degree, you have to have a teaching certificate. So that some states, all their substitute teachers are legit teachers that are either not deciding not to teach full time or for whatever the case. Here in Indiana, you don't even need a degree. You just have to have, I think, it's like 15 credits of college. Like it's something like a semester of college.
Any college?
Any. Yeah, like a semester of an accredited university. And you can sub. And then if you have a degree, they pay you $20 extra a day. So chipping away at that student loan.
Wow.
I could go do that.
So what's the educational system like there in Indiana?
I think that kind of sums it up, right?
That's awesome, huh? So
Did you grow up in Indiana, like as a
I
kid?
did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all in generally the same area. I left for my first attempt at college, and then I finished it like a commuter college.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you go to school for?
I started off with criminal justice. A few arrests later, I walked out of there with a communications degree. So
Yeah,
they
they're
let them be
they're
substitute
super good.
teachers, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Just put them with the kids. Whatevs.
They let them drive like your school buses and shit like that. Yeah, drive my precious child to school.
Yeah, that's the gig. The bus driver, you work like 2 hours a day.
Yeah, that would be sweet. But you only get to, unless they pay you for a whole day, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Did your bus drivers get to take the bus home, like in the day? Like, do you ever remember having a sick day?
No.
You're like, why is there a bus parked at this house?
No, that'd be crazy, though. No, there was a bus garage at my school. And I went to a really small school.
Indiana, man.
The bus drivers brought their buses home.
Yeah, especially during the day. So they would like drop the kids off, and then instead of going to a bus garage, dropping the bus off, and then driving home, and then coming back to get the bus, they would just go watch The Price is Right or whatever you do in the middle of the day.
Some of our bus drivers, especially in the burbs, they will drive just to a gas station, and there'll be like 3 or 4 of them parked there, and they'll just like hang out and have coffee and then go do their later pickup. So there's like a bunch of bus drivers just hanging out.
Do some day drinking.
Yeah. some coffee.
Lined up with like back to front, like cops pull into parking lots to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what the cops are doing, too. A little day drinking.
Yeah.
They all do it.
They always
Yeah,
do it. Cops always do it the douchey way too, where they're like, "Hey, I gotta be right up next to you," like opposite directions. Just
Yeah.
like, dude, just park like somewhat close to me and roll your window down. Like we don't have to be like.
You know what I think is dumb? I think there's...
You don't need to high five during this process.
Exactly. So dumb. Every time though.
I think that pisses me off is when you see a cop pulling somebody over, and they'll just pull, even on like a busy highway, they'll pull somebody over on the shoulder, right? And that causes huge backups in traffic because everyone's gawking. And no matter where it is, it's always like off on the shoulder. They never let somebody like find an exit or find a parking lot or something like that. What's wrong with finding a parking lot? Getting off the fucking highway, getting off the street, the shoulder, and messing up traffic. It's way more dangerous for that cop to get out of his car on a busy highway and walk up to somebody else's car, somebody for speeding or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the number one cause of death for police officers, is getting smoked by cars who don't notice it.
Well, maybe it's not that they pull off. Maybe it's they create kind of turn off places more often, like every so often. Where it's still going to cause the gawking, but at least they'll be out of the way.
Yeah, it'd be safer.
So the law is like you have to pull over to the next one you see and they're labeled or whatever.
Because I think a cop could assess whether or not, if they're trying to pull somebody over and this person is using all their turn signals and everything and they're not speeding away, if they just follow that person until they pull into like a parking lot somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I like that idea.
Just long enough for me to eat all this weed, and then I'll stop.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That gives you time to shove stuff up your butt and eat stuff. I didn't think about that. Here, swallow this gun. Okay, I gotta pee, and then do you need a drink?
Yes.
Okay. Keep Mr. Foxworthy here entertained.
So you are talking about the school system now in Indiana, and which is better, then or now, do you think?
I think now, I think now. I somehow graduated in 1999 and did not know different colleges were for different things. So while the educational system may be overall a lot more of a headache, I think the kids are turning out knowing the importance of education more.
Okay, well, that's interesting. You didn't know that there's different colleges for different things?
Right. How horrible were my guidance counselors?
Yeah, right? They're just like, this is where you're going to go, to the cardboard box plant. There's nothing else.
Yep. You're going to go one semester and then take 10 years off and then go back.
But the lawyer thing, so when did you decide you were going to do that?
The lawyer? Criminal justice. I did want to be a cop. That was my first major, my first semester of college. At IU Bloomington, and I did 3 Fs and a D-. Did absolutely horrible.
Nice.
Yep. And then
got one passing grade.
Technically transferred to Indiana State. Did not do well there for a semester, and then went back in like 2008.
For what?
Oh, that was I went back for communication studies.
Okay.
And that was when I got my degree in 2008.
And that's all you need to be, a substitute teacher in Indiana.
Yeah, I had some decent jobs. I'm so bad with 9 to 5. Cannot do it.
I know, it sucks, doesn't it?
It's tough.
Terrible. Simply terrible. But
yeah, I was real hard to work 5 days in a row. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a bit much. They should, I'm cool with 4. 4 is doable. Take Wednesdays off, then you get the weekend also.
That's good.
Yeah, but the 9 to 5, it's soul sucking. It really can be, especially if you have one of those jobs that you just fucking hate. Every day you wake up angry. The sun rose again. Fuck. I gotta go clock in.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that was. Oh, I'm sorry. My problem was always just finding that balance. I had some jobs, like when I worked in radio, super fun, pay was terrible. Then I worked in construction, pay was great, and then I hated every minute of being at work. That's
the balance a lot of times, though.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But what was radio like? That had to have been. Is it worth it? The shitty pay, or was it just too shitty?
It was really shitty. It was really shitty.
Pretty shitty.
What were the hours like?
I'm sorry?
What were the hours like?
That was in promotions, generally, so you had your 9 to 5 business, like your normal office hours, but you had to be on site for everything the station did. It was not terrible when I first started. I was working for one radio station, and then I went to a group, and it was 3 radio stations, all out of the same building. I had to go to all of their events, and it was a lot, and the pay was not a lot more, and it sucked. So those were getting up and being somewhere at 3, 4, 5 o'clock for a morning show gig, or being out till 12, 1, or 2, like a bar promotion, or both on the same day. Those happened every once in a while.
Ugh, that's too much.
Here's a question that I've always wanted to know, but I've never Googled. What are the letters for radio stations? You know, you got like QQRS. What are those letters?
Yes, so that's actually that is one of my big nerdy radio facts. Like, I will generally spew out if I just start talking about it a little bit. East of so you guys are west of the Mississippi, right?
The Mississippi starts in our state.
Yeah.
So what are your radio stations like? Start with a K or a W?
Both. They've been both.
Okay.
I think it's mostly K, right?
It was W more in like maybe in the 80s, 90s. Like WLTE.
Yeah.
W, whatever. There's a bunch of them.
Okay.
The Mississippi is generally the dividing line on east of the Mississippi. The radio stations start with W. West, they start with K. So
why?
I think because there's only so much like combinations. I don't know. I do not know what the two designations are. I just know that it's divided on east and west. That's why, like, Los Angeles has that big K-Rock station.
Yeah, interesting.
And, like New York, you've got like WFAN and stuff like that. So who chooses those letters, and why a lot of times it's just a random assortment of letters, but sometimes it kind of actually spells a word. Yeah, that's generally when the station starts, or the call letters or whatever. That's something that you file with the FCC when you're creating your station and buying like the broadcast, whatever, however all of that red tape and stuff goes to starting a radio station. Seems like a lot.
So do the other letters, like if it's a K and then the three other letters after that, whoever starts the station gets to pick the three letters following?
Yes, I think it's either them. I do not believe that it would be assigned, because there's too many that are like good ones, or ones that like make sense with this. You know what I mean?
I wonder if there's radio naming station like people you could hire.
Oh, that's just your job.
Yeah, I name radio stations.
So as long as it's available and you have to have like the K or the W for the first letter.
That's my understanding. So
you could just name it anything as long as it's available. You could be like, I want to name my radio station K Butt. Or like K.
I'm guessing is tight as the FCC tends to be, that they would probably want some sort of oversight there. But
it's butt. It's not even BUTT. You can't fit it. It's just got to be BUT. So it'd be like K Butt. K but what?
What else?
K but what? Yeah, K but what else? Huh? There you go. There we go. That's it. We're starting a radio station and they're calling it K Butt.
So I think we can do that.
K Butt Productions.
2 for Tuesday.
K Butt with one T.
K Butt with one T.
Spitting the. Well, that's interesting. I've always wondered what that was all about. Those letters.
I may have.
Now we kind of know.
Kind of? I don't know. I feel like now I have to go Google to see how wrong I got a lot of that.
Hopefully, we don't always do a ton of fact checking on some of the things we say on this show.
This is worthy, though. I mean, I think,
yeah.
Let's.
Can you look it up?
Definitely.
Frenzy, the investigative reporter.
Chasing down them leads on Wikipedia.
I wonder what the K and the W are for.
Actually, come for or stand for. Yeah, I don't know.
So here it says.
It says cheese.
W's and K's, the history of radio and television call letters. So basically it started in 1912 when it started with telegrams.
Good year. It's a solid year.
A bunch of countries attended a conference together, and the subject was international radio telegraphs. And then the biggest thing to come out of that was the assignment of certain letters
So they're
to certain
like
countries to identify the radio and television signal. So America was given W, K, N, and A. Canada got C, and Mexico got X.
X. They're like, that's rude.
And then N and A were chosen for the American military radio stations.
So it started with telegraphs.
Yep.
Do you think were there like telegraph radio stations? Do you think they were like telegraph shock jocks? And like those like top 40 telegraph DJs? Like,
So he just,
hope so.
but it was all in like,
pick out a piece of paper that just says Baba Booey on it.
Yeah, it might have just been able to be like 4 or both. That's a lot.
but it doesn't say why the letters, those specific letters, are what they mean. Are they supposed to stand for something?
They didn't stand for anything. They
It's just random letters.
they went to this meeting about the radio telegraphs of international, and then they decided to assign certain letters to certain countries to identify
so
radio and TV signals.
I wonder
But
why they chose those letters.
I don't know. W and K were designated specifically for commercial use, and
Makes
then
sense. Those are good commercial letters.
stations were allowed to choose the letters that followed the K or the W, and the combination was allowed to be 3 or 4 letters in length. And then they changed a bunch of rules after that. Now then in 1928, that's the Mississippi thing that you're talking about, Tony.
Well, I'm glad I didn't completely make all that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we learned something, and you know what? That makes me happy. I'm proud of us.
This TED Talk's getting good.
So are you really gonna quit if like this next year in comedy doesn't go well? If you don't already have a Netflix special within like 9 months or so, you're gonna just fucking give up?
No, not at all. No, I'm in. Even if nothing ever comes of this, I'm going to be one of those people. I just meant as far as like the first time I went up, if it was just god awful, I think that's where I just call it. I'm like, all right, that was fun.
Oh,
I'm glad I tried it. It's not for me. I'm going to go back to the box company.
What if you're a comedic savant and you just haven't like developed it yet?
That's a possibility,
right?
Yeah. No.
Nope, I checked. It's not.
Yeah.
That's
nope.
not. That's not.
It's going to be a grind, buddy. It's going to be a grind.
What? So, how much material you got so far?
That's questionable.
How much time can you do?
I can legitimately go up and do stuff that counts as jokes up to probably 40 minutes ish. I don't know, but
that's good.
I say that's none of like. I feel like I have a strong, I'm comfortable with 15 to 20. That's going to be tight at every, and then beyond that is stuff that I don't really care to do, or that I know is a coin flip, or depends on the audience, or that kind of stuff, and I say all of that, and in 2 years I may think all of this is trash and I don't do any of it. So hopefully, I don't know. That's a tough one. Last night I had to do, I did a PG show, and I did 25 PG, and it went okay.
Nice.
So.
How is that? Do you enjoy doing the PG shows?
Yeah, so as a product, like I said, I started out working at a club, so I had the benefit of knowing that a host had to work clean, and wrote so much of the stuff from the get-go. Was I was always trying to write that host set so I could get enough time to get up and to host and do all. And so generally, I've always tried to write clean-ish for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, and it's always good to have that, I think, too, because you can always dirty it up if you needed to.
In case you get on Conan, you better have 5 minutes of clean material.
Look out. So I don't know, like that. How much do I don't know, really. I consistently when I feature, I can do 30 minutes and it's going to be fine. Like, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But by no means do I think that all 30 minutes of that is worthy of a special or top level feature work or anything like that. You know, I'm still trying to work and replace stuff every day.
Yeah. I think you might be the best feature in the world right now.
Well, that's the scuttlebutt. So
Hottest feature. Yeah, that's the rumor. People are talking about it.
They would be wrong.
This feature's on fire. Okay. All right. Tony, secret time. Secret time right now.
Okay.
Ready? How good is Brad Scott on stage? Because we haven't had the chance to see his comedy yet. He's a good friend of ours, but we haven't actually got to see. We think he's funny in like real life. But we're not sure if he's actually funny on stage.
No, he pulls it off. He pulls up.
Okay, that's a nice way of saying he sucks.
You know, he does not suck. He will tell you that he does. He's very self-deprecating.
He is not. No, he's not.
But he will. If you ask him that question, he likes to deflect and say that it's all smoke and mirrors. His is all. He's not a great writer. He's just up there doing voices. Charisma, and I don't believe that to be the case.
That is an act. That is an act. He is trying to like portray this humble, like comedic genius, persona. It's a fucking act. He is the most arrogant person I have ever met in my entire life.
I feel like that's half true. I don't fully believe in it, but
I love him, but he is an arrogant son of a bitch.
How did you guys find him? That's funny.
We actually found him through his podcast, through that Showdown podcast. We actually first found Corey Miller, if you've met him.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we actually met Corey Miller first, and then through him met Brad. But since then, he's attached himself to our hearts.
Yes,
and we've done a lot of collaboration things together. He's fun. He's actually in our fucking fantasy football league.
Oh, nice! Yeah. Have you guys done your draft yet?
Nope. It's when is it? September
day 4th? After Labor Day.
Yeah, right before the season starts.
Yeah, ours is the day before the season starts, so I have to look at the calendar and see when that all is too.
Nice.
Coming up. It's crazy.
It is. I had to take a break. I got too into the fantasy. I had too many teams.
How many did you have? How many?
At the worst, I was trying to do 7.
Oh my gosh!
See,
what is wrong with you?
You're just like a degenerate gambler at that point. It's like that's too much. I can't do. I'm a one-man league now. Like, I'll never do. I think I've done 2 leagues once, and I didn't even like that.
Were you invested in any of them, or was it just more
dirty.
Like you had I know. You had your lineup just set up pretty much the same unless you had injuries. You didn't really do any caring.
No, it was full investment on all set. That's why I had to I had to do 12-step program or something. It was too much. So I went cold turkey for the last 3 or 4 seasons. I have not played, and then it turns out I quit watching football almost completely when I quit doing fantasy.
You kind of have to, I think. It's super sad.
That's a really sad story.
I know.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
Dude, are you okay? 3 or 4 years without football? Fuck, I don't know if I can come back from that, honestly. I'm fucking serious right now. Look at my face, Frenzy, look at my face. I'm serious. If I had to go 3 or 4 years without football, people gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Bad things are gonna happen.
You'll be in the park as the leaves are changing and falling down in the wind in a Minnesota Vikings jersey, sitting on a bench all by yourself.
Yeah.
It's saying, all by myself.
Sing it, Frenzy. Sing it.
Because you'll be by yourself because
but is it a Bradford fantasy or a Bridgewater jersey?
Oh, rude. It's a Cousins jersey, yo.
Yep. Yeah, we're junkies over here when it comes to football.
Or Delvin Cook, maybe. I don't know. Feeling.
Hooked on a feeling. Shit. Okay. We need to wrap this thing up.
All right.
Tony, my friend, thank you. You are Sarge approved.
Yes.
Oh no, thank you guys. This was fun. I'm sorry I was kind of bumbling and rambling, but one too many edibles before this conversation. So
hey, we do it all the time.
It happens.
No worries.
It kicked in at just the right time.
Yep.
Shit. Well, man, you're welcome back anytime. We thank you for sharing your time with us tonight.
Yeah, if you ever come to Minnesota, let us know. We'll come.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
That's got to be a long drive, right? What would that be? Probably.
Brad Scott did it just this year, wasn't it?
Summer, yeah.
Yeah, the summer we went to Rochester.
Seems like it's in the teens.
We'll get Brad to come back to Minnesota and he can have you feature for him, and you guys just carpool there.
Deal.
All right, then we'll come see you.
It's nothing a few Adderall can't take care of. We'll make it up there.
I'll rip it up.
Hey guys, thanks again. I really did have fun.
Thanks.
All right, later, man.
Bye.
All right, later. Bye.
And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Wrapping up the episode with a nice, pretty little bow.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
That was Tony Foxworthy.
Yeah, Tony.
Joke slinger.
Mustache wearer.
Yes, he wears that mustache well, doesn't he?
He does.
God, we talk about that mustache a lot, but can't help it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, they're not that common, and it's really great.
You kind of signed up for that when you decide to rock a mustache like that.
Exactly.
That is your life. It's going to be the main topic of conversation probably a good portion of the time.
Yeah. So
right?
He's proud of it. That's good.
Yeah. Good dude. I like him.
Me too.
Funny guy.
Yeah.
And all around, just a nice fella.
Yeah, and we got to know him and meet him through our friend Bradley Scott, another comedian.
Who do you think's funnier?
Tony, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah. It's amazing Brad Scott still has a career, right? Sometimes you're just like, how does he do it?
Oh, whatever. Bradley Scott's hilarious.
All right. Coming up on the show, we're going to have another comedian, Brent Terhune. Terhune. I think it's Terhune. But he's a funny guy. I've seen some of his stuff on Facebook. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. And I think that's about it, huh?
Yeah, there's some more, but...
We done? What else we got?
Well, we're going to wait to say.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because we got to have that element of suspense.
Oh. All right. We're going to play out this episode with a crazy little song. Should we do the Kazoo Kid?
Kazoo Kid,
that
for
one?
sure.
Okay. We're going to do the Kazoo Kid trap remix.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
I like to sing, dance, pretend, and I like to have fun. here. Just you and me. I just wanted to say,
Can we do more kazoo?
you're my special friend.